Public comments. Do we have any public comments? No public comments. I ask members, you've received a copy. The next item is the minutes. You've received a copy of your minutes on our director's desk, which is working quite well. And do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, motion is adopted. And we're now on agenda item number 5, and a copy of the schedule's been provided on director's desk. Please note that some of the dates are subject to change. We'll let you know in advance. The 2016 meeting schedule. Do you have any comments about the 2016 meeting schedule? Do I have a motion to adopt this meeting schedule?
So moved.
Any second? Got a second, Regent Harrington. Any discussion? Hearing none. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Now we'll have the committee reports and recommendations. And again, as chair and as chairman of the short sermon committee, I would like to recommend again that we take up all committee reports together in Globo. But again, if any board member would like to pull one out and discuss that, we certainly can do that. And let me know if we can approve all these reports in Globo. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I move for. Second.
Moved and seconded. Anyone, again, want to take up any item? Hearing no, I have a motion. Do I hear a motion to adopt all committee reports in Globo?
So
motion, second. Any objection to the reports? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we'll have a report by our Commissioner, Dr. Joe Rollo.
Thank you, Chair. And there should be a slide. Yeah, you've heard the incredible amount of work that staff has been doing over the past couple of months, but sometimes we get so caught up in the budget that we forget it's really a planning logic of all the activities that are going on. So I just want to spend a few minutes going through this slide from left to right. It really captures all the work that has been done, is ongoing, and really what we're trying to get to, which is a recommendation in the early spring to the Board of Regents to revisit our master plan. So on the left-hand side, some of the inputs that are color-coded for no particular reason except to make them distinctive. By tour, if you will, during the first months that I was here to visit the various constituent groups around the state. I think that went quite well. I learned a lot, and hopefully also we're able to incorporate some of those comments, some of those issues into the documents that we've been working on. The orange car is really the stakeholder collaborative. Many of the regions were involved in that, as well as our partners from ID and car and cable, as well as the 4 systems. We had many meetings around the specific questions and work groups that, again, have given us a lot of information and background to work with as we move forward. The gubernatorial conversations that was mentioned, we were able to meet with each of the 4 candidates in closed session and to ask them some pointed questions about their views on higher education, and we intend to revisit that with either the single or the runoff candidates as their schedules permit. And the last green bar, really, we started also to talk to students and ask students, why did I choose Louisiana higher education to go into? And all these became, if you will, inputs moving forward some of the things now that we're trying to put together. And as has been mentioned, outcomes-based funding formula, Senator Rappel and Barbara Bissell did a great job in terms of talking about that. Grant Act review, Dr. Drummond talked about how that fits in to the conversations that we're having, and also the institutional role, scope, and mission as we go forward to validate whether the institutions are where they're supposed to be. But if you look right above the gray bar, you'll see Elevate Louisiana, Educate and Improve, Innovate rather. We brought in Deloitte, and again, many of the board members and all of our stakeholder groups and all the systems were involved in revisiting how we can develop a future planning document for Louisiana higher education that has a good message, but also at the same time allows us to put metrics behind it. And we are going to more than likely propose that Elevate Louisiana educate and innovate. The educate part is really for near-term, current jobs. Innovate talks about longer-term research and technology transfer, become, if you will, the backbone, to use the Lloyd's term, of our new planning process. The arrow there you see below that, higher education implementation strategy, that's what the chair referred to a few minutes ago. Return on education, the systems have been putting together a very, very good document to make the case about why higher education succeeds in the dollar value that you have recommended approval of, why we are able to use those dollars in a way that will help the economy, but also help the individuals in the state. And so all of these pieces are really working together, moving forward that master plan. And one of the things, when I first got here, it's sort of hard to believe, but it's been 10 months that it has been, is that the master plan was an incredibly complex document, and that's fine. But at the same time, I think we're not able to share the message in a way that makes it easier for the legislators and the citizens to understand. The document also did not include anything to do with workforce. I mean, workforce has become one of not just a buzzword, but one of the central tenets of our planning process. So all of these things are going to roll forward a revised master plan recommendation under Elevate Louisiana, which will have metrics that are simpler to understand, but at the same time we hope will be more meaningful and more telling. It will include workforce. It will also talk about taking dollars that we have available and allocating them more toward the types of economic outputs that we hope to have. So all of these pieces fit together. The staff has done and is doing an incredible amount of work that goes beyond simply the financial aspects. I want to thank them and share that with the board. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? I can say it was a very exhaustive process, very thorough, and this chart is the work product of hundreds and hundreds of man-hours of thinking and time, and I think it really hits the spot. I also want to thank Regent Temple, Regent Lipsey, Regent Levy, Regent Wiley, Regent Stream, and Regent Adley for participating in this whole process and the legislative process this summer. And I think I want to thank you for your overtime on that. Of course, there's no extra pay, but you get overtime with the satisfaction. And so Dr. Raleigh has really taken the lead of this organization after his first indoctrination by fire in having a $608 million budget deficit in higher ed, and I'm glad that maybe we have a little calm water that we can actually do our jobs now. Our final agenda item is other business, and there are a couple things I need to cover. 2015 is almost over. You blink your eyes and it's gone. And so I have to form a nominating committee for next year's officers. I'm appointing Regent, for your approval, I'm appointing Regent members Lipsey as the chair of that committee, Regent Farr as vice chair, Regents Wiley, Temple, and Markle as the other members of the nominating committee. And I'd like to entertain a motion to adopt approval of this nominating committee.
So moved.
It's moved, seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, any objections to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you for serving on the nominating committee. Finally, we're not all ethical on this board, I see. We all have to take our ethics committee training to prove that we are ethical. I have done so and passed. So if I can pass, y'all can pass. So please, before the end of the year, take that. And if you have any questions, talk to the now walking Uma. And a reminder, we don't have a board meeting for the month of November. It'll be held December the 6th. Is that correct? What's our next? I'm sorry, December the 9th. Thank you. It wasn't. It was held in December. It'll be December the 9th. We're also in 10th. It's a joint meeting with the Bessie Board. Also, we're attempting to have a meeting with the governor-elect on December the 1st. That's not finalized yet, but we are trying to do that. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, we wouldn't last this long. Thanks for all your cooperation. We've come to a point of adjournment, so do I entertain a motion to adjourn? So moved and second, and I know there's no objection to that. Thank you very much.